Hello, I just thought I'd do a quick summary of Make Tax Digital and what users can expect to see at different dates. This is what they can see at the moment. This can be found in Finance and Bookkeeper, and then there's this new tab here that we've added. At the moment, it's just showing some basic text which gives some information about what they'll expect. This is all that's really showing at the moment. And this won't really change until the new tax year starts. Once a new tax year starts, this is what the users will see when they come onto this page. So when they click on this button here, it will ask them some basic information about the year, the new tax year coming. These are the options that they're given, either the standard tax year quarters, which is April to April basically. And this is the calendar quarter, so this will be from the start of the month to the end of the month. So this will be like 1st of April to 1st of April the next year. This is cash basis or traditional accounting. These are the options they have here. This just affects the dates that are sort of used when we include in the report. So there's some information about what that means here that you can see. Once they've set this up, I'll go through an example of how that would look. Once they've done this, then it will save that against their account, and it will show a summary a bit like this. So this shows all the upcoming quarters that they have. These are the ones that they will eventually have to file a report for, but at the moment there's not a lot they can do because that quarter hasn't finished yet. Once the quarter's actually finished, once it gets to the end date of this, then they will be able to file something against it. But for now, this is how it will show for the first sort of 3 months of that tax year. There's a little side panel here that they can see some information, which is a bit like what it was showing beforehand for the pre-tax year. And it tells you sort of how you will use it and what you need to do to sort of set up for it. But like I said, there's not a lot they can do at the moment. They can see all their different trading entities. If they have multiple sole traders, they can filter that there. And I mean, eventually when there's more tax years, in a few years' time, there'll be more displaying in there. But currently it's just showing the current tax year. So yeah, that's about all it will show for the first 3 months until this first quarter's ended, and then it will show slightly differently, which I'll give you an example of now. There's also the scenario where they don't actually have any trading entities set up yet, in which case they will see this, where it asks them to set up their first trading entity. So in that case, they'll click on Add My Trading Entity, they will go here, they'll click Add Trading Entity. I'll just put in some basic information at the moment. Basic information. Then once they finish that, it will take them back to the original page, and there we go. It has the standard text that we showed before. So it's not that much different from the original flow that I showed you, but it just gets them to set up their trading entities if they haven't already, just in time for when the next year does eventually start. So here's an example of how it will look after the first quarter's done. Ignore the dates here. I had to modify some of the dates just so I could get it to show you how it would look at the end of the first quarter for a user. They will now have this generate report button, and the status would have changed. So when they click on this, it will take them to this generate report page. This page here, this first summary tab here has sort of, well, like it says, summary of all of the income and the expenses for that user during that quarter. This is sort of formatted in a way that the 123 Sheets document handles it, so it breaks it all down, all the expenses, into certain categories which are used by HMRC. These are their categories that they use, and this is just sort of a fancier view that we've given it. There's also this details tab. This exclamation mark here shows that there's some either income or expenses that doesn't have a trading entity against it. If users are creating expenses and stuff on the fly now. We've added something in so that you have to select a trading entity when they're creating it, but this is old data of mine, so we needed to sort of handle that scenario. So as you can see, it says that above this income that there's no trading entity assigned. They can go in here and edit this and select the trading entity and save that, and that will now disappear because that one's been done. So it'll be the same for each of these. Once that's sort of all done, this button will become enabled and they can use it. From this sort of details page, it shows a mix of different data. So this one here would have been on a booking, and it was invoiced, and so you can look at the details of the invoice and download it from here. For expenses, you can edit certain data about the expense. You can exclude it from the report if you don't want that expense included here for any reason. You can change any of the related data to it. I won't go too much into detail, but this is how it looks. It shows you along here some of the basic account settings that you set when the tax year originally started. From here, you can click to export here. You can choose what documents you want it to download. So the 123 sheets is the one that they will actually upload to HMRC. This here is more of a breakdown. It sort of shows you pretty much what's in this details tab. It'll be two different documents. One will be the income in a CSV, and one will be the expenses in a CSV, which will show very similar information to here. But yeah, this will, I'm selecting to download both here, which will put it into a zip file when they click download. They may not want to mark it as the final one yet. They may want to take a look through and realize, oh, there's something missing actually, another expense I need to create. And they can go back to it and re-add it. So if they don't tick this, it will remain in sort of a draft state where they can potentially override it and recreate the documents again. So yeah, when they click download on here, it'll download everything, and then it'll take them back to the main page here again. As you can see, it's now in draft because I didn't tick that thing to sort of mark it as filed. Here you can see the documents in here. So there's the file, which is the main 123 sheets document. So this is the 123 sheets document that they would have downloaded. This they can upload directly into 123 sheets if they want, or they can just grab the information from here and hand it to their accountant if that's how they're doing things. It's got the name that 123 sheets require, so literally they can just upload this directly into 123 sheets without changing anything. They won't actually be able to change anything. This has been set so that you can't edit any fields. But as well as that, the other files that are included in that zip this is sort of the summary file. This contains a list of all the income, and it's pretty similar to how the original details sort of table was. This is more just sort of a breakdown, which gives you just more information, which may be needed. As well as that, there's the expenses breakdown document as well. There were many expenses in my data, but you can imagine there'll be a lot more rows for many other users. As you can see, the status is draft now. There's a few actions they can do. If they've added new expenses since they first generated it, they can go onto here, click regenerate. It will show any new expenses or anything in here. It's just telling you here that this will replace the old document that you generated. So when they click continue to export, they can once again choose which they want to do. They can choose whether this is the final one or not, and whether this is the one that they're going to sort of upload to HMRC or to 123 sheets, however they choose to do it. This will re-download stuff again, a bit like it did before. I won't open the files again because it's going to look the same in my case because I haven't added any other expenses or income. But you can see that it says version 2 now, and what the date was that this was actually generated. They also have the option to view the draft. That will open this where they can download the Excel spreadsheet or the CSVs. they also have the ability to delete this draft. That will just put this back to the state before, where it just had the generate button. And this would go back to sort of actionable. Once they're sort of happy with all of this, they can click this mark as filed button. This would happen after they've uploaded it to 123 Sheets or HMRC. They can say when they actually submitted it. That will confirm it. This will lock it down and make it so that they can't change any of this anymore. So once they've locked this down, all they can do now is view the record that they submitted. They can't edit this. Like I said, it's fully locked down now. This is the one they've submitted. They can't change it. If they want to do any changes, they'll have to wait until the next quarter's ended, because this quarter will include data from the first quarter as well. So if they add anything else for this quarter, obviously they can't resubmit this one again. It would be included in the next quarter's information.